What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports, bringing you the big one. Tomorrow night's preview, the Cotton Bowl here in Jerry World. The Texas Longhorns playing in a de facto home game against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Winner gets tonight's winner. Of course, last night in our sim, Penn State dispatched Notre Dame. We'll see if that happens in real life today. Otherwise, you would have to assume, regardless of the winner of tonight's game, you have to assume that either Ohio State or Texas, whoever gets out of this game, will be the favorite in the Natty. So excited to bring this one to you. Thanks so much to all 1,134 of our subscribers. You guys are the very, very best. And we're going to kick this thing off here live from Jerry World. It is Ohio State and Texas. Technically, Texas is the home team as the lower seed, but they have said they wanted to wear their white jerseys. So OSU will be playing in the scarlet despite being the quote-unquote away or road team. Usually the road team wears white. So that's what they wanted to do. Golden gets the speedster, and he gets up too. Isaiah Bond was a little nicked up in that game with Arizona State. I think he's supposed to be back. I haven't seen any injury reports that include his name, although they do not have to declare at this point. Hey, Mike, welcome in. Let's go Buckeyes. Hey, Mason, welcome in as well. Here's Wisner to the right side. Quintravion Wisner. Again, the big injury on the Texas side, of course, has been C.J. Baxter, their very, very talented running back. And they've gone to two different backups. One of them is Quintravion Wisner, I believe, is how I heard it. And then also Jadon Blue. You'll see Blue in their backfield as well. Back to pass. Ewers fires right side, and it's dropped by his superstar tight end, Gunnar Helm, and we've got a 3rd and 5. Hi, Karen. Welcome in. Go Bucks forever. I did see today, Mason, did you see Carson Beck very quickly has going to enter the portal? He's going to not go pro after all. Maybe they were like, dude, you're looking at like 4th round grades right now. And he's like, okay, I'll go play somewhere else. So he's going to go into the portal now. So one less mid-round QB to potentially choose from. Right side throw, and they got a first down, a Golden. And a good throw there. There's a Bolden and a Golden. I'll try to keep them unconfused for you. That's the junior in the transfer from Houston. Matthew Golden, 6 foot, 195. And the Buckeyes are challenging it. Definitely had 1 foot in, 2 feet in. What are we challenging here? Weird challenge. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. And Ohio State loses a timeout. It was a very dumb challenge. Again, in Jerry World here, Dallas, Texas. A giant screen in the middle of the field. Here's Quinn Ewers now. Motioning from left to right, that's Isaiah Bond. Guarded by Egbinosa. They'll set up screen, and we'll get a screen sack. First of the day. Sorry, Quinn. Ty Hamilton's going to get the nice screen sack lunch there. Going to lose 11 on first down. It's too bad that the screen sack has made it into the college football game. When we first started, it wasn't there, but it's definitely kind of leaked its way back in. I'm not sure what metric or coding thing got changed or mixed up or whatever, but it has definitely slid back into this game, unfortunately. Up the middle with Wisner, nowhere to go. 3rd and very long now. Tyleek Williams. He's going to be another one of those late 1st round, early 2nd round Buckeyes, who I think is going to have a very nice NFL career and would not be upset to see him in brown and orange. 3rd and 22 here. Clock running, under 13 here, opening drive for the Longhorns. Buckeyes trying to get off the field. No stupid penalties here. Ewers, left side throw. Picked off! Igbinosin at the 40. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15. Davison Igbinosin. First down, Buckeyes at the 14 as Igbinosin picks off Quinn Ewers. And just like that, the Buckeyes are in business. Starting fast has been their calling card of these playoffs. And a very fast start there, Igbinosin. And it looked like he kind of baited him. He sort of just played that trail coverage, and Ewers underthrew Isaiah Bond. I wasn't suggesting that we should have taken Carson Beck. I just meant that's one less in the pool. Right side, untouched for 14. Travion Henderson, one play, one score for the Buckeyes on offense. Shock and awe here in Texas. As, again, in theory, the tickets are 50-50, but we are very close. It is about a 3-hour drive from Austin to Dallas, so in theory, there are more Longhorn fans here than Buckeye fans, but we know Buckeye Nation travels. Of course, the weather going to be a factor to that as well. Ghost of a Flea, welcome in. Good to have you on. Yeah, you would assume we're going to get somebody mid-round, Mason. And again, I think we're going to know a little bit more about the draft strategy after we see what they do in free agency. Remember, free agency starts almost 2 months before the draft. So if they've signed Kirk Cousins or Sam Darnold or Justin Fields or whatever, then be like, all right, well, probably not going to take Cam or Shedeur at 2 then. Which would make me happy. I am out on Cam and Shedeur at number 2. That's just me. All right, well, shocked. Quinn Ewers back out on the field. Here comes here's Blue. He'll try to go left, and Sonny Styles, speedy play. You cannot run very effectively too wide. Just so much speed on this Buckeye defense. And it looks like we're going to get that camera crew that loves to do a sweeping pan of the stadium every time. That's fun. The last couple games haven't had that. I'm not sure why it's a pick and choose thing. But it is, and it's going to give us a chance to talk Buckeyes and maybe Browns draft as well. Motion coming now. Ewers, quick little throw to the left side. Try to get it in space to Golden, and he's thrown to the ground. Matthew Golden, no gain on the play, or maybe he gained the yard or 2 back that Blue lost. And now it's another 3rd and 10 for Texas. Yeah, I'm with you, Mason. And again, I can't say that I watched a ton of either of them, but I don't think either of them moved the needle for me. I don't see long-term NFL success. I think there's way too many other great players that you could take it to if you can't trade down. As Ewers just going to throw it out of bounds, and a 3-and-out for the Longhorns. So Ewers maybe a little bit rattled, maybe a little overhyped. Again, remember, he has a year of experience at Ohio State. Came to Ohio State early, enrolled, stayed for the offseason program. Redshirted that first year before coming down Texas, got himself a truck from Reichert Ford, and then hightailed it back down to Texas. All right, well, we've seen one play of offense for the Buckeyes, and it was a touchdown. Travion will try wide left this time. This time there are Longhorn defenders there, and he'll pick up a yard. Look at Will Howard. He's been sensational so far in the playoff. Yeah, I think that's kind of the dream for me, Mason. Trade down to 4, 5, or 6 and get one of those guys. That would be the dream for me. Howard in a shotgun now. I think I would probably even be okay with Travis Hunter. I think I'm talking myself into being okay with Travis Hunter. Right side throw, and it's caught by Carnell Tate right at the line to gain. They'll say 3rd and short is coming up. Lee Fowl, the linebacker, decked him right there. Good protection again. Texas is a very good defense. In fact, we thought this team was going to be 500 yards, 50 points every week all season. But they've actually turned into winning the games that are close and ugly. And Henderson, did he fall forward enough? They're going to say he rolls forward for a first down. He was on top of another player. David Benda, the linebacker, was with him, but Travion refused to go down. Watch this play, and then he's on the ground, but he's not actually on the ground. He was on top of Benda. And a first down for the Buckeyes. What a run by Travion Henderson to start this game. He is warm. Quickly over the middle and dropped immediately. Agbuka. That time looked like Muhammad is the one who made the tackle. Just a 2-yard gain. 2-yard pass that time. Before getting drilled there by actually Jahdae Barron, I believe. Jahdae Barron, the Thorpe Award winner, best defensive back in the country. Pressure coming. They blitz right side. Caught by Tate. Does he have the first down? He does! Just across the line. First down, Buckeyes. How about that hot route pickup from Will Howard? They blitzed everybody, and he made a calm and collected throw before getting hit to the right side, and Tate was wide open that time. Carnell Tate beating the defender, Jalen Gibeau. Motion coming on the left side. Have not called number 4's number just yet. It'd be nice to get him going. They set up screen left side. Caught. There he is, right on cue. Jeremiah Smith, and he'll get spun down for a gain of 5. As they run a little smoke screen to the left side. Get him the football however you can. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Second and 5 for the Buckeyes. Just their second drive of the game. Up the middle, Quinshawn Judkins give him 7 and a first down. His first touch. And having both of these running backs healthy and explosive at this point of the season cannot be underrated. And just think about what that takes. Like, what kind of presence in the room and vision does Ryan Day have to lay out to be like, listen, I know either of you guys could run for 1,600 yards, but what we're going to do is both of you are going to run for 800, and then we're going to be fresh to make a run to the playoffs. And they both signed off on it. And the plan has worked very, very well as the running game has continued to be very strong for the Buckeyes. Now under 7 minutes here in the first quarter. They lead 7-0. They're at the 20-yard line. It's a 2nd and 5. Will Howard in a shotgun. Quinshawn on his right hip. Motion coming from Carnell Tate. Quick little throw right side. Pick up again. A little smoke screen once again. And Tate runs for a first down. That's classic Chip Kelly. Get the ball to your guys in space and get it to them quickly. Hey, Jim, welcome in. Hello to you as well. Nice run after the catch there for Carnell Tate. I mean, maybe, Wendell, they're saying the right things, which is that these guys are really, really good, you know what I mean? But behind closed doors, maybe they are secretly like, we could take them. I mean, you don't, even ex-coaches and stuff be like, this guy's really good. We're going to have to be on our A game, but we can stop him even if you don't believe it. And I'm not sure if he's on his game that anybody can stop Jeremiah Smith. I mean, like, cover him in a one-on-one situation. I mean, especially with his body type, he's just big. Back to pass now. Howard, zip it, end zone, knocked away. That was double coverage. G. Scott was in the vicinity. I wonder if somebody ran the wrong route or the coverage was blown, because Will Howard seems pretty shocked to discover that there were two different defenders there, that either of them could have picked it off. Andrew McCuba, the safety, is the one who knocked it down. Now here we go on a 3rd and 9. Just don't turn the ball over here, Will. Got to be smart. He's back to pass. 4-man rush coming. They've got some heat coming, and he's going to take a sack. He's going to take a sack all the way back to the 25-yard line. That's Ethan Burke, one of their defensive linemen. Again, a very strong defense and a very strong defensive line in particular. Ethan Burke, a piece of that as they rotate about 8 different rushers, including the super freshman as well, Colin Simmons, who somehow won Freshman of the Year over Jeremiah Smith, which makes 0 sense to me. That guy's the best player in the game, let alone in the freshman, but whatever. Sure, politics played a role. Fielding's been solid. Good to get him a couple kicks to go through the uprights in that Oregon game. This one goes up and in for him. 10-0 Ohio State. They have started out very strong here in this one. Yeah, Wendell, if you'd like to, I could do a Buckeye chat for the game tomorrow if you want. I would be all right with that. I think I'm going to be watching from home. I haven't decided if I'm going to go out to see it or not. 1st and 10, Ewers. They need something to go right for them. Dump it over the middle. That's a good start. Pick up about 8, maybe 9. 2nd and inches is the net result for Quinn Ewers and the Texas Longhorn offense. They trailed 10-0 here. Under 4.5 to go in the first quarter here from Jerry World in Arlington, Texas. Takes the delayed handoff. Quinn, dump it quickly to the right side. Nobody's over there with him, and Wisner takes a big hit. Dravion Wisner going to catch that ball out of the backfield, run for a first down. He throws up some hook 'em horns, as Wisner has one of the few first downs for Texas so far in this game. Sonny Styles was out there, makes a nice tackle. Sawyer also in quick pursuit as well. 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. Junior quarterback Quinn Ewers. Back to pass. Left side throw, dump it short, and caught. Nope, dropped it. Good tackle / presence there by Davison Igbinosun, who has the interception in the quarter. And he's able to shove Isaiah Bond out of bounds, even if he had been able to hold on. That one is going out of bounds. So, nope, we're going to get a booth review on it. What are we booth reviewing? Whether or not he caught it? No, I guess they're going to say he did catch it. Yeah, they're going to say he caught a 5-yard pass. Now here comes Blue to the right side. Jaden Blue, big run, and he'll give a nice gain. So that reviewed catch gives them a little bit of juice, and then Jaden Blue with a big run to the 44, and the first time that Texas has been in Ohio State territory. They blitzed Cody Simon and Lathan Ransom, and a good play call against the blitz on the edge, gashing them right down the middle. Play action. Pressure coming. Ewers fires over the middle. It's picked again. He threw it right to Cody Simon. He never felt him. Oh, boy. 2 picks for Quinn in the first quarter. And the Arch Manning Boo Birds might be out. Remember, we brought Arch in the earlier game that Texas simmed against Arizona State, and he's the one who turned the ball over. But I don't think he ever felt him, just lurking right there in the middle of the field. And Quinn Ewers throws his second pick of the quarter. Now Howard in trouble, and he'll be sacked. Trey Moore, another one of those talented defensive ends. And Howard a little bit gimpy to get up. Seems to be okay. 8-yard loss. Trey Moore. So the Texas defense going to do their best. Again, a pretty good play to beat Donovan Jackson, who's, again, an all-pro left guard. Has played significantly well at left tackle, which has been a nice thing for the Buckeyes. They've needed it. Now Howard just rushing for right side throw. It's going to be Quidjon. Big gainer. 18 yards. No problem for him on a 2nd and 18. He's got 26 and a first down. Buckeyes. It took a long time. It was a long angle route, but you can see they're flashing across, and he does a nice job of waiting for Judkins to get past Anthony Hill. That middle linebacker just kind of chilling out in that middle zone there. And now they'll go with some tempo. The Buckeyes with a big conversion there on a 2nd and 18. Now quickly over the middle. And Iguka falls down after catching it for some reason. That was weird. There was nobody around him that time. He very easily could have kept running. Yeah, it could, Wendell. I don't know. I mean, Quinn Ewers could be playing with some butterflies for sure. Trying to prove something to his old team or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Left side throw. Open. Easy catch for Jeremiah Smith. 3rd and 1. They're going to give him that cushion because they're afraid of getting burnt deep. It takes 7-8 yards every time, as far as I'm concerned. Will Howard feels it. Just nobody around him because they all had to respect his deep threat. Jahdae Barron over there with him. 1v1. The 2 best, potentially best players of their positions. Here comes Henderson. First down. Spins off Anthony Hill, the linebacker. First down, Travion, the 30-yard line. Yeah, maybe the invisible man tackled him. What do they call that? The turf monster, right? Turf monster got him. Hope everybody's doing well. Phil Nagy on Sports is the channel. Only place on YouTube you're going to find all the simulated CFP games. Over the middle. Caught by G. Scott in traffic. And gets hit pretty hard, just a 4-yard gain there. That's quarter number 1 coming to a close. Buckeyes 10, Longhorns 0. Buckeyes driving again to try to add to their lead here at Arlington, Texas. 4.5 a play for them. And leading in the time of possession as well. The 2 Quinn Ewers interceptions right now are what are looming large for Texas's fate. Okay. Sounds fun, Wendell. Play action, deep drop. Howard fired right side, got it to Scott. 3rd and 1 coming up. Give him a gain of 9 that time. G. Scott had a big sim in the Oregon-Ohio State sim. He was the leading receiver in that game. He had a monster game as the Buckeyes won in real life and in our sim. Let's see if they can do the same here today. Henderson up the middle. Right side throw. Stiff arm. Travion to the 10, to the 15 rather, and then the 10, and shoved out of bounds at the 11. Henderson is running with some guts right now. Pushed out of bounds by Benda in the middle of that second level of the Longhorn defense. He is running hard. 1st and 10. They can still get a first down at the 1-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 tight ends to the right. They'll try to follow the tight ends. Quinshaw, nice tackle by David Benda, the linebacker. If he doesn't make that tackle, Quinshaw turns the corner, and he is into the end zone. So really nice pursuit there. You saw there's nothing but green grass in front of him right there. So credit David Benda with making a really nice tackle to save the touchdown. Howard now on a 2nd and 12. He'll give it right back to Quinshaw. He'll try the left. Big gainer this time. Give him 7 to set up a very manageable 3rd and 5 for the Buckeyes. Appreciate everybody being on. Nagy on Sports, only place on YouTube you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary and interaction with you, the faithful fans of the channel. 10-0 Buckeyes. Back to pass. Will Howard. Left side throw. Got the first down, but not the touchdown. It's 1st and goal at the 1. Carnell Tate. Absolutely it is, Jim, especially for our team, because our team is loaded. And their team's loaded, too. They got a lot of pro guys on their roster, too. This is definitely the 2 best remaining rosters. Pulling Luke Montgomery, diving over the top. Henderson, his 2nd touchdown of the half. Jumps over top of Guillette, the linebacker. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. It was a nice little trap play. You saw Luke Montgomery in at guard. He pulled left to right. Watch this pull from 51. Right there. And Henderson just decides to dive over the top and breaks the plane. That's all you got to do. 17-0 coming up. Ohio State Buckeyes with a nice lead here, 12:27 on the 2nd quarter clock. And they will kick this PAT. Fielding's kick is up, and Fielding's kick is good. 12 plays, 65 yards. Took him 5.5 to do it. Nice drive there. Mason. You want me to put him in? I don't know if the Texas fans will want that. He's not as high as rated, and we saw what happened when we brought him in at Arizona State. He turned the ball over twice in like half a quarter, but that's also what Quinn has done. So maybe we'll give Quinn another drive or 2 here, and then we'll pull the plug for you. Pressure coming. Quinn will eat a sack. Oh, Tyleek Williams, the screen sack. I'm so sorry, Tyleek. Those screen sacks are such momentum changers. Jim, I could see him having like a package. They bring him in like for a quick package of option stuff or running plays or just something to try to keep Ohio State on their toes. But yeah, I don't think they're going to bench Quinn unless it's really, really bad. Bond catches that pass for 2 yards, 3rd and 18. That's true. You can't play much worse at this juncture. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll give him another couple drives, and then we'll pull the plug on him. 3rd and 18 now. Ewers back to pass. He'll fire deep over the middle. Oh, picked again! Lathan Ransom, 20-25, 50. My counting backwards skills have failed me after a day of teaching middle school kids. 17-0 in Quinn Ewers. All right, how about 3 turnovers? Does that count, Mason? And poor Quinn with his 3rd interception of the first half. This one's going to go to another senior, Lathan Ransom, trying to get himself paid. And Ransom, that's true. At this point, I'm not sure he can play worse than Quinn. So we'll get him into the game here. Motion coming, Ibuka to the 3, to the 2, to the 1 on the little jet sweep. 2nd and goal now from the 1-yard line. Nice run there by Mack. Pardon me while I go to the... Well, never mind. I guess I got to wait for the play to finish. As it looks like we're official. Oh, option keeper Howard. Touchdown! QB power all the way to the right side. 3 first-half rushing touchdowns. And 17 points off of 3 interceptions with 2 touchdowns and a field goal for the Buckeyes. And nice run by Will Howard. And that's tough, and that's going to be Quinn Ewers getting the bench, and here comes Arch Manning into the game. Sorry, Quinn. I mean, but not really. $24-0 Buckeyes. Wendell, technically I'm not. Technically I'm putting a lower rated quarterback in the game. You see, he's still a superstar though. Arch Manning into the game now, down to, I mean, if the Buckeyes are up 24-0, 4 minutes into the second quarter, I could see them going away from Quinn. That feels realistic to me. You're going to pick up 1 yard. They have not been able to run the ball, and that's been a big problem for them. Really inconsistent with running the football have the Texas Longhorns. Motion coming. That's Isaiah Bond. He's going to go all the way around the side. We've seen this play before. Arch delivers a quick strike, and Bond is going to be tackled for a gain of 1. Really nice pursuit by Denzel Burke out there, and Isaiah Bond will get a singular yard. We've seen that play a couple of times where he comes in motion all the way around behind the quarterback, and he throws him a very quick kind of screen pass, and so far it's been unsuccessful. Arch Manning, left side throw, got it! Bolden pushed out of bounds, short of the line by Igbinosun, but a good throw by Arch Manning. And Matthew Golden, the receiver, transfer from Houston, again, 6', 195. Golden gets shoved out of bounds, and the Longhorns will punt again. Well, he didn't turn the ball over, but they also didn't get a first down. Brandon Innes from his own 35 and gets to the 44. Buckeyes with very nice field position again. 8:45 on this second quarter clock. Howard now surveys the field, fires left side, got him in! Igbuka. Just an embarrassment of riches on the offensive side of the ball for the Buckeyes. They have so many good players. And again, think about the guys that came back to join the young talent that they've had and the transfers, of course, with Quinshawn. And Will Howard's been the right trigger man for the job so far, and he is peaking at the right time as they rolled Tennessee and Oregon, of course. Option keeper for Howard. This time he'll go down Makuba. The safety comes up to make a tackle. Just a gain of 1 for Will Howard, but the clock, she keeps her running here. AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas. Back to pass. Howard, right side throw, easily dumps it to Tate. First down, got it. That good body control from Tate. He knows exactly where he's at on the field. Able to manifest a first down for the Buckeyes now. Up to the 32-yard line of Texas. Howard. Gives it to, option keeper again. Left side, Will Howard takes a big shot from Muhammad. That's Malik Muhammad, the sophomore defensive back, and he took a big shot that time, but Howard holds on to the football. Back to pass again. Quick throw over the middle. Caught for a first down. Carnell Tate to the 21-yard line. And I like this, where like Ohio State's kind of understood that they can score quickly, but right now they seem to be content with kind of dinking and dunking down the field. which when you're up 24 just helps to eat clock. Their time of possession is more than 2-1 over Texas right now. Quick little RPO left side again to Tate. Tate's got a couple nice catches. In fact, he's got 7 already to start the game for just 50 yards. But again, that's okay. They're very content with running that offense right now, are the Buckeyes. Muhammad out there again to make the tackle. Malik Muhammad from DeSoto, Texas. And they'll stretch it right side. Henderson's got some decent blocks. First down to the 5-yard line. Travion Henderson. And first and goal coming up from the 6-yard line now for the Ohio State Buckeyes. This clock's going to be under 5 when they snap the football. Ready to score another set of points. Will it be 7? Will it be 3? Will it be nothing? Left side throw, Little got to G. Scott. And he'll pick up about 4, and they'll set up a 2nd and 2 here. 2nd and goal from the 2, rather, for the Buckeyes. G. Scott Jr., another one of these very talented kids. Maybe could have come out last year. Definitely needed another year of seasoning. Got to play behind Cade Stover. And likely a later round draft pick, I would assume. Judkins to the 2 to the 1, breaks a tackle, and he'll be shoved down at the 1. Nice pursuit that time. Barron got there first. Janae Barron, the Thorpe Award winner. And he is joined by a linebacker on the play who is unnamed and not on the roster, so maybe he's fake. Well, Tate's only a sophomore, Jim, so he's going to come back next year. Oh, this time they'll lose yardage. Nice play by Leafow. And the linebacker shoots the gap, and the Buckeyes are going to have to settle, unfortunately, for 3 points here. Maybe they go for it if it's 4th and goal from the 1, but it's 4th and goal from all the way back at the 4, so they'll trot Jaden Fielding onto the field and attempt to make this 27-24. So, yeah, you think about like the wide receiver progression. You know, you had, Marvin Harrison go last year. Ibuka came back, so he's kind of the elder statesman. You got the young stud. Tate was the young stud last year, but Marvin Harrison was so good you didn't need him. And then, yeah, Tate's only a sophomore, so he's a true sophomore. So he and Brandon Innes came in together. So next year you'll have junior Carnell Tate, sophomore Jeremiah Smith, junior Brandon Innes, and then probably sophomore Mylan Graham, or there's this Quincy Porter kid. This is their best receiver, who's a incoming freshman who's been like tearing up the All-American, high school All-American game. Like he's like basically been unguardable, which is exactly what Jeremiah Smith was. So their embarrassment of riches will continue at that position as long as Brian Hartline is there. They will always have old talent, medium talent, and young talent. And they string those things together so well, so they'll always be like a draft-eligible guy. So, yeah, Ibuka could go first round, maybe second round. Obviously, Jeremiah Smith's going to go first round, but Tate could go first round next year. Left side, especially after he gets to be, quote-unquote, the guy. Left side throw, Manning will dump it short to Matthew Golden. And now it's 3rd and 3, and boy, does Texas need a first down here, but I think we're going to let this get to the 2-minute timeout. Yeah, he's the same age as like Caleb Bounds. Same thing, like the best player on the Buckeye defense isn't even draft eligible, just like the best player on the Buckeye offense isn't draft eligible. So you're going to be replacing a bunch of starters for sure, but you bring back arguably the 2 best players on your roster on both sides, and Smith and Downs over the middle. Oh, knocked away right on cue. Caleb Downs knocks it out of the tight end's hands, and let's see what Sarkisian wants to do. With 1:57, does he get aggressive and try to go for it from his own 22, or does he punt the football away? And he's going to choose to punt the football away. Much like Oregon and Tennessee before, and they just try to maybe want to get to halftime and see if they can stop the bleeding a little bit. Oregon's only real momentum of the whole game was right at the end of the first half. They scored that touchdown and then quickly scored another touchdown in the second half. Oh, and Will Howard might give him a gift. He might go all the way, and he'll be chased down. And Will Howard makes a huge mistake. With 1:45, you just got to try to get that. Why is he cheering? Why do you got to try to get that thing to halftime? Instead, You throw it right to the linebacker, Anthony Hill. He's their best defender, just a sophomore from Denton, Texas. And Anthony Hill Jr. picks off Will Howard as he was looking to throw that comeback route to Carnell Tate. Just never saw the linebacker. And now Will Howard has just cracked the door open for Texas. Let's see if they want to try to take advantage. Left side throw. One play later, touchdown! Arch Manning to the freshman Ryan Wingo. They have a superstar freshman receiver too. And it's that man right there. And Ryan Wingo into the end zone, 6'2", 210. And Ryan Wingo beats him right down the slot. Looked like Jordan Hancock was just a little bit behind him. And immediately, one play later, the Will Howard interception has given Texas a heartbeat here. And even if you just handed the ball off 3 times and punted with a minute to go, this is a dangerous momentum game that Will Howard has opened up potentially. 3 seconds to score a touchdown. And you saw even in the Oregon game, when they scored those 2 touchdowns at the end of the first half and beginning of the second half, they had a little bit of juice on the sideline, and then that Ohio State drive kind of put it back out of misery. So it could be, Jim, it could be false hope, but it is hope, and the college game even more so than the pro game. So much momentum playing a big part of it. 1st and 10, Howard throwing again. Whew. He's got good protection. He'll throw it. This time he's open, wide open, tight again, spinning out of a tackle to the 40 to the 42. Carnell Tate with a big first down for the Buckeyes. Still throwing, still staying aggressive here. Interesting choice. Again, the Buckeyes get the second half kick. I feel like I would just hand the ball off 3 times and go to halftime. But what do I know? I'm a teacher from suburban Columbus, Ohio. I do coach a sport, but just not this sport. And no gain on the play. Tate does catch it. His forward progress got him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's as good as a run. Clock runs. Here at Jerry's World, 27-7, Buckeyes leading. I don't know if anybody was on last night when we had this quick little dump to Quinshawn. That's an extension of the run game. We had a guy pop on. I don't think he'd ever been on before, and he was like, "Oh, swear word, man, you messed with me bad. I thought this was the real game." I thought it was pretty funny. It was also very easy for me to picture him sitting on his couch, stoned, but maybe he was not. And I said, well, I appreciate it. I appreciate that you thought it was real. That makes me feel good. Buckeyes will call a timeout. Let that thing get down to 21 seconds. Wendell, the Buckeyes are going to get the second half kick. So, like I said, that's why I was very surprised. Deep shot, Howard! He's got it, Buka! 10-5! Tackled at the 5-yard line! Wow! Ryan Day! Huge, huge. Oh, he has the big cojones. Decides to take a deep shot on 3rd and 5 with 21 seconds. Ekbuka got past him. That's the safety Michael Taft that he beat. And now the Buckeyes maybe going to call their last timeout here. 15 seconds left. Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to call timeout. What a throw from Will Howard to Emeka Egbuka. So much for being conservative. Yeah, they're going to just go ahead and kick the field goal now. Couldn't hurry. That's the one thing I don't like about it. They rushed all the way down the field, wasted the 10 seconds, and then called the timeout. If you call that timeout with 15 seconds, you have plenty of time to run a couple plays to the end zone. So they'll take the 3 points here to end the quarter. Helps soften the blow of that Texas touchdown just a little bit. Otherwise, the Longhorns would have gone to halftime with a little bit of the Big Mo. 2 seconds left on the clock, long enough to kick one more time. And that's how the first half comes to a close. 30-7, it has been all Ohio State. The Except for that late drive, that late one-play scoring drive, Arch Manning, who came in the middle of the second quarter to replace Quinn Ewers, who really struggled in that first quarter and a half, did Quinn Ewers. So decided to put Arch in, and Arch has given them their only 7 points of the game. The only problem is that their defense cannot stop Ohio State, and Ohio State took massive advantage of those 3 Quinn Ewers interceptions, rather. Turnovers is the word I was looking for. That's the word that starts with T. So, it's second half time here. Yeah, we could get a little double dip here, Wendell. I like that. Motion coming from Tate now. Howard, back to pass. Left side throw. And there's Jeremiah Smith. He'll pick up 9. Easy little out route. You can throw that play 12 times in a row if you want to. 8 yards every time. Drive right down the field. Uncoverable, because you can throw that ball before he makes his break. Easy peasy. Even if you know it's coming, you can't stop it. Over the middle, caught by Tate. Tate's kind of been the go-to guy here. He's definitely been the most reliable target with 10 catches now. Howard is targeting him a lot, kind of these little crossers and drag routes over the middle. And very efficient part of their offense here for the Buckeyes. Back to pass now, Howard. Will Howard, left side throw, got Quinshon again, first down. It's a couple nice catches for Quinshon out of the backfield. He's a weapon, he can do that. He'll be probably not a first round pick. I bet Genty's probably the only first-round pick. I'm not sure he should be, but I think he probably will be. Maybe Quinshon goes, I don't know. My guess is probably more of a second-round guy, both he and Trey, but we'll see. Play action. Howard fired right side. Got it, wide open, Smith! Shoved out of bounds to the 32-yard line. Jeremiah Smith. (30-7). First 2 minutes of half number 2. Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here out of the pistol. Will Howard. He'll option keep it, and they blitzed everybody, including Leona Leafow, a linebacker, and Leafow able to tackle Howard for a loss of 1. You see both Leafow and Hill, both linebackers, crashed the pocket that time. Buckeyes will try again on 2nd and 11. Not quite into Jaden Fielding range yet from 50. Probably need a couple more to feel good about it. Travion gets that couple more. And he'll pick up 3 to the 30. I think you feel okay about a 47-yarder if you have to. Obviously, you want 7s instead of 3s, but 3s are better than nothings. 30-7 Buckeyes. Playing very well, taking advantage of 3 first-half Quinn Ewers interceptions, scoring 17 points directly off those 3 turnovers. Howard fired right side, got a man, first down. Egbuka inside the 15 to the 12 for Emeka Egbuka. 5-star kid. Shocker. 5-star receiver after 5-star receiver. And occasionally they'll have somebody like Chris Olave, who was a 3-star guy, and they just saw something in him and they developed him and he popped in a big way. Here comes Quinshon. He'll bounce off the back of Josh Fryer, who's playing right tackle. And Ethan Burke, the defensive back, very easily, or defensive end rather, very easily makes a tackle there. 2nd and 11, 10:44 and counting on this clock. Howard pointing things out. RPO left side. Got the blockers to Smith. To the 10. To the 5. Smith fights his way to the 1. If it's a close game, they might review that to see if it's a touchdown. My guess is the Buckeyes are just going to let it go. That RPO action just blocked up so well. The Buckeye receivers just block so well. And it's 30-7. Back to pass, Howard. Over the middle, caught, touchdown, Brandon Ennis. The true sophomore. He was the top wide receiver recruit in last year's class, and we got Smith in this year's class. But Brandon Ennis, 5-star kid, kind of starting to find a role for himself, and that's the first passing touchdown of the day for Will Howard. And the Buckeyes start the second half the way they spent much of the first half, in the end zone. And 37-7 now, with Jaden Fielding's kick coming up, and everything is going scarlet and gray way right now. Nice 5-minute drive to start the half, and any shroud of excitement that Texas had after their one touchdown of the first half, you just smote their flame. Well done, Buckeyes, that time. That's how you do it. Drive down, punch it in the end zone. If you're just joining us, appreciate you being on. My name is Phil Nagy. The channel is Nagy on Sports. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we'd very much appreciate that. Only place on YouTube where you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Now here's Arch Manning. We put him in the second quarter because Quinn Ewers was terrible. Over the middle, nice throw on the run, and Bond couldn't hold on, but that was a dart on the move for Arch Manning. The heir apparent is, I think they've already said he's going to be starting in 25, so Quinn's either going pro or he's going into the portal. Quinn Ewers was the closest thing. I think he had a perfect, did he have like a perfect rating coming out of high school, right? He was like the best prospect there's ever been in the history of prospects, right? Something like that. Nice spin move on the right side. That's the freshman, Ryan Wingo again. And he picks up a gain of 6, sets up a third and manageable now for the Longhorns. Hey, David, welcome in. Hey, Sean, yeah, I think I'm rooting for Penn State tonight as well. A little melancholy. Good to have you on, David. David's our resident dad joke expert. He'll drop dad jokes in the chat for as long as he's on. First down, and they needed it in a big way. That's Matthew Golden. And Texas gets a much-needed first down there, up to the 39-yard line. Clock continuing to run here. Again, do apologize. Sometimes when we're in exhibition mode, which we're in right now, you get these randomly long cut changes. It's brutally long in the Madden game. They try blue to the right side, and Cody Simon makes a great. I wonder if Cody Simon gets drafted. He has played extremely well this year. I bet he's worked himself into like 5th, 6th, maybe 4th round. He plays the run well. He blitzes well. He's a decent pass coverer. I wonder if he gets himself drafted. Sonny Styles could come out, but I think Sonny's going to come back to Ohio State for one more year, I bet. Manning, right side throw, first down, got it to hell. Oh, bad spot, potentially, or he was out of bounds. A 3rd and inches is actually coming up as Gunnar Helm, very talented Texas tight end, was covered tightly, and it looks like he had the ball on the right side, but they're going to say 3rd and inches despite those two lines being essentially on top of each other. They're going to play action. Manning, pressure coming. He's going to heave it deep, left side. Arch has got a man. End zone, knocked away by Igbinosin. 4th and inches, and they tried to go the shot play. That has to tell you that they're going to go for it on 4th and inches here. Isaiah Bond can fly, but Igbinosin stayed with him. Wonder if Igbinosin will come out. He's a junior. They are going to punt. Wow. It's like waving the white flag here, Sark. Igbinosin is a true junior. He could come out. Denzel Burke, of course, will come out. Just wonder if Iggy will get drafted or not. I mean, I'm assuming he'll get drafted. Middle to late round pick. Travion, or he could come back and maybe try to work himself into a first round pick. He's kind of got the moniker of being a little handsy this year, if I'm being honest. Davison Igbinosin, maybe fairly, maybe unfairly. I think maybe you get a few called on you early and you get a quote-unquote reputation, and so the refs are really, really looking for it with you. There's a couple of his later PIs in the season I didn't feel like were PIs at all. So maybe he comes back and takes one more year of Tim Walton's training before he starts going to make the big bucks. But again, he's probably making fine money right now. NIL Collective. Again, if the reports are to be believed, the Ohio State roster is about $20 million in NIL, which is not the most in the league, by the way. Oregon's is like $23 million. And Oregon gave boatloads of cash to a bunch of recruits this offseason. So about 4 guys that were committed to Ohio State that flipped to Oregon because they got the bag. One kid, they said they're going to make him his own Nike shoe line. I was like, yeah, I get it. The kid's a 5-star quarterback, but he might not be very good, and you promised him to give him his own shoe line because Phil Knight wants to win a championship so badly before he dies. So he has basically given Oregon a blank check with the NIL stuff. Howard now, he's got good time. He's going to take off. First down and slides beautifully at the 43-yard line. He slides inbounds. Will Howard, athletic enough to make those plays all day long. Yeah, looks like it. Could be, Sean. Wendell, there is not. The salary cap is how much can you fundraise. And there's people have talked about incorporating one, and I think we're probably headed that way. There's been rumblings for a couple of years that the Big Ten and the SEC have been talking about basically creating like a super conference where it's would sort of become like the new Division I, basically. And they would both add more teams, maybe like 24 total. So you could have like the top 40, top 50 teams in college football would all be like in a super conference, if you will. And they would have their own set of rules and different things like that. One of which I could see being a salary cap based on how much money. But we've also seen it go the other way. Like Texas A&M, remember a couple years ago, they were buying all of those 5-star kids. And then Jimbo Fisher wasn't coaching them up super well, and the kids weren't doing very well. The team wasn't doing very well. Then those kids would all leave and go other places. But just because you buy the recruit and get them to come to the school doesn't mean they're A, going to be very good, and B, going to want to stay around. So yeah, the landscape is definitely in the middle of changing. It has certainly changed and will change. We're going to get a roughing the punter, and Texas just can't get out of their own way. Actually, I think I might have just been running into, but it was fourth and 15, and they're going to call a personal foul. Oh boy. Michael Taft, the senior safety, he's going to rough Joe McGuire, and that means a punt. And Ohio State continues to hold the football. Just brutal there for Texas to do that. I'm not sure if this season was their shot, because, again, they did buy a bunch of 5-star kids. Again, they took like 3 of them right out of the Buckeyes class. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be anything. Left side throw, Jeremiah Smith, first down to the 16, and that puts Howard over 300 bills through the air. But I don't know if they're going to be, this is now 2 years in a row where they've basically been able to go find like a very ready-made college, super experienced college quarterback and just plug them into their offense. Of course, last year with Bo Nix and this year with Dylan Gabriel. So if they're able to find another kid to do that with, like, more power to them, but you can only strike that hot iron so many times, I would guess, before, because they have obviously real quarterbacks that they've recruited and are on their roster. And you wonder how long those guys are going to keep saying, like, okay, well, if I'm not going to ever play because you just keep getting transfers, and why would I even come there in the first place? Like, they took a big 5-star kid who transferred from UCLA last year. He's their backup, Dante Moore. You'd have to assume he has some sort of assurances that he's going to get to be the starter next year, or at least get the first shot at it. So. But yeah, so I don't know if this year was their entire shot. Left side throw, that was a touchdown and a good coverage that time. In fact, Muhammad was with him. And Howard's just got to put a little bit more air, loft that thing, layer that thing, whatever verb you'd like to throw in there to get that football a little bit over the top and go let Jeremiah Smith go catch it for you. And fielding's up and a good 40-7 Buckeyes. So they'll take a free 3 points thanks to that roughing the punter call that extended this drive. And fielding's kick is up and good. I'm not a cat person, but that is certainly my understanding of people who own them, of and from people who own them. But that's kind of how cats work. Maybe Wendell does, since he's chuckling. 1:41 on the third quarter clock. I was really hoping this would be an entertaining sim. I think it's going to be the most interesting of the remaining game. I mean, there are 2 games left, 3 games left. I think it's got a chance to be very interesting again. Texas's defense is strong. Ohio State's offense is strong. Strength against strength there. But so far, Texas's defense, and it's really just because Quinn turned the ball over so much at the beginning, and they have not been able to get it back. Here's a little play action. Arch Manning, dump it to Bond on the right side, and he steps out of bounds for no gain. Just been that. Maybe, Wendell, that might have been it. Yeah, here's 7 points because we feel sorry for you. That's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. 40-7. Do appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on Sports is the channel. Thanks to all of our subscribers as Jaden Blue goes up the middle for a gain of about 6, and it sets up a 3rd and 4. Also, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It continues to help grow our college football audience. We've been simming Madden games for about 5 years, but obviously you haven't had a college football game until this summer, so we're still pretty new into the simming of the college thing. But appreciate you being on and joining me here. Arch Manning firing left side, dumped it, dropped. Great coverage by Davison Igbinosun. But another drop for a Texas receiver, and it has just been a struggle for Texas in this one. Again, you can see Arch Manning is in the game because Quinn Ewers threw 3 first-half interceptions and was benched for Arch. And Arch has been better. Arch threw the 1 touchdown that they have, but they have not been able to stop Ohio State, and Ohio State has been able to stop them. 2 pretty evenly matched teams. Man, if it goes like this tomorrow, that would be absolutely incredible. Little veer look, which I don't think that play works, to be honest. I've never seen the veer work well in the college game. They're going to lose 4 as Trey Moore does a really nice job. That's a really good replay there of how a guy sets the edge, right? Nobody's going to get around me, and he does a great job setting the edge, and they don't need to snap the football again, and they will not. All right, throw up your 4s. Add a 0 after that. It's the Buckeyes score, 40-7. It has been all scarlet and gray here today. Look at those passing yards, 322-93 right now. 32-13 time of possession. Texas just cannot stay on the field. Wild to me, just wild. But with, again, Ohio State is so hot right now, a scoreline like this wouldn't surprise you just because of the way they have been whipping everybody. 3rd and 13 after Trayvon's going to lose a couple. Yep, we can start eating the clock indeed. I agree. Here comes Judkins, and he'll go up the middle. And Ohio State will punt. Have not punted often, and the one time that they did most recently, he got roughed. Quinshon Judkins, 6'2", 119-pound junior. Again, I don't think he comes back, but man, there could be a chance that he comes back. Remember, they've already signed a kid from West Virginia, kind of a big bruising power back, C.J. Donaldson, to come in and complement James Peoples, who's looked pretty good this year as a true freshman. And then they've got 2 more true freshmen coming in. One kid whose name is Bo Jackson. I mean, if you're a running back and your name is Bo Jackson, you can't be bad, right? Another kid named Isaiah West. Actually, 3 running backs. They stole a guy from Alabama as well named Turbo. His name's Turbo Rogers. That's his nickname. So you got 3 true freshman running backs coming in next year. You got the 2 that you had this year in Peoples, and then Sam Williams-Dixon from Pickerington. And then C.J. Donaldson. So maybe a running back room of 6 is enough. Maybe Quinshon has decided he's already going to go pro. If I'm a running back, man, I think I try to get to the league as quick as I can and get my clock started. Try to get to that second deal while I'm still in my mid-20s. It's probably what I would do. 3rd and 10 as Arch just cannot complete a pass right now. His teams have been dropping him, or his teammates have been dropping passes. Pressure from Ohio State. He hasn't been sacked a bunch. Just a couple of sacks for the Buckeye defense. They're playing stifling coverage on the back end. Of course, I jinxed it right there, and they're going to sack him. Tyleek Williams and JT Tuimoloau, the legend of Tyler Bourne, making the tackle there. 4th and 18. As Tylee just bull rushed the right guard. Oh, now 4th and 18. They're going to go for it from their own 26. They have to, I guess, at this point. They've decided they better start trying to win the game. Manning back to pass. Arch, pressure coming. Fired over the middle. Caught, but he's short of the line to gain. Complete to Isaiah Bond on a long dig route, but you got to run that route at the sticks, and he was about 3 yards short of it. And turn the ball over on downs, and so Quinshawn into the game now to try to slow this clock down, chew it up, and spit it right back out. Well, if our sim holds true, we will have Paul Feinbaum's worst nightmare, as he called it, the all Big Ten National Championship game. He said it'll be a sad day for the SEC, and they'll have nothing to do but to hang their heads. Or as the local radio guys in Columbus call him, the mouthpiece of the hillbillies. That's what they call Paul Feinbaum. Appreciate you guys being on. Channel's called Nagy on Sports. My name is Phil Nagy. You can see all the different playlists. We do a lot of different kinds of sporting events, mostly NFL, mostly Browns. We did an Ohio State sim season as well. Already through the Ohio State offseason. Pretty excited to reveal that roster to you here coming up pretty soon. Now Howard will just chuck it out of bounds. Season in the channel is the most fun when we are not actually playing football, if I'm being honest with you. It's when we're all missing football that the channel does very well. So we do an off-season sim. So I'll do the Buckeyes 2025 season here starting, we'll give it a couple of weeks. Maybe February or so, we'll get the Buckeye season going, so you'll get to see what all these young Buckeyes look like. Again, a young Julian Sand. Going to be captaining the ship likely as a redshirt freshman or a true sophomore. As Devin Brown right there has already transfer portaled, as has Aaron Noland. So assume Lincoln Keen-Holt stays to be his backup. And then Tavian St. Clair, the superstar, 5-star freshman, gets a chance to wait and learn. Here's Helm, Gunnar Helm, left side, guys tackled by Igbenosin. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Hit like and subscribe if you would, please. I appreciate it very much. Also, if you haven't had the chance to yet, either on our Discord channel or by voting in the comments of the video, I have made 3 different versions of the Browns roster. I revealed the entirety of the roster in 3 different videos, one for option 1, option 2, and option 3. Continuing to voting on those right now. The leading vote getter is option 2, which means that is the Browns season sim that we will watch a game at a time. I will sim the other 2 versions of the roster offline just again to sort of see what it turns into. 1st and 10 here. Decent little drive for Texas, but they are not in any hurry right now, are they? Manning. Fired over the middle. Arch. Big throw, and it's almost picked by Burke. He was going for Golden. And Denzel Burke knocks that one away. Probably should have had an interception. That was really the first turnover-worthy throw that Arch has thrown today. He's been pretty solid. He's not getting a lot of help from his receivers. If you're just joining us, Quinn Ewers threw 3 first-half interceptions, and so we benched him, brought in Arch Manning, and he's been better, but the buzzsaw that is this red-hot Ohio State team just melting right through the Longhorns right now. I've seen a lot of memes of Brutus, or the Ohio State mascot, eating a nice, juicy steak. So Wendell, I'm not going to do the left side throw, and caught for a first down by Helm. I'm not going to do all of it. I don't have time to do all of it, especially this weekend. There's so many games. I will probably sim the real NFL AFC and NFC championships, and then the Super Bowl. I'll do that weekend, but I don't have time to do all of these wild card weekends and division weekends. And frankly, again, with how poorly the Browns played, my excitement about the current playoffs is pretty low in general. And to be honest with you, the amount of views that our videos are getting would also say that people aren't really that excited about them. So yeah, simming Chargers and Bills playoff game, I might get 40 or 50 views on it after a couple weeks. So We'll wait a little bit. We'll definitely do the championship games and the Super Bowl. And then, like I said, we will jump immediately then into our Browns sim right after that. Manning, pressure up the middle. He's going to be pressured now. He got the ball away. Good throw. Seen some decent things from Arch here, especially in the second half. Texas has to be excited about the prospect of him being the guy next year. They have a lot of young talent. Certainly. They'll need to replace some starters on defense like most teams. But Ryan Wingo, they've got a young superstar freshman. Their running backs are all young. They should be able to get C.J. Baxter back, who's the All-American running back who got hurt in the middle of the year and has missed most of the season. C.J. Baxter, just a sophomore. Jaden Blue, a sophomore. Quadrivion Weisner, a sophomore. So, oh, Bamba. Let's go. 8:24 on this fourth quarter clock, 2nd and 10 now. Manning, motion coming from Golden. They'll come around behind him. We've seen this play a lot where they dump it to the receiver and they do, but the Buckeyes have seen that play a lot too, and great pursuit from Cody Simon. And Simon makes a great tackle right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for the junior wide receiver, Matthew Golden. Again, the transfer from Houston. Clock runs down under 8 minutes now. Here, breaking the huddle comes Arch Manning. Funny part about this game is in about 8 months, we see it again. Texas comes to Columbus for week 1, I think. Week 1, week 2. Because they play at the beginning of the regular season next time, and Ewers is going to be sacked by Caden Curry and Tyleek Williams. Caden Curry is a backup, so that tells you where we're at now. We're starting to get some stamina subs and some backups in for the Buckeyes. Up 40-7, and Curry, the junior, he'll have a chance to be the guy next year. He's shown flashes the last couple of years. Actually, Jack Sawyer's had a pretty quiet game. And they're going to go for it on a 4th and 22, because why not? Manning now, back to pass. He'll fire right side. Arch, got a man, touchdown! Oh, Denzel! And he let Silas Bolden get behind him somehow, and Arch delivers a strike, and Bevo loves it. And Silas Bolden, I don't think we've called his name all day. Remember I told you there's a Bolden and a Golden, and that time Bolden beat the cover 4, or the cover 2 rather, I don't know, whatever, cover something, but clearly Denzel Burke thought Ransom was going to help out, release them, let him get behind him. And a late score here for the Longhorns with 7 minutes left in the game. Going to make it 40-14. Hey, CT, welcome in. I know it's been a crazy game. It's been a crazy game. Buckeyes have been very, very good, continuing the trend that they had started in real life. They started fast. This thing was what, 24-0 by second quarter. And again, 3 Quinn Ewers interceptions in the first quarter and a half, really what slanted the game, and they just really haven't been able to respond since then, if I'm being honest. Here comes Quinshon up the middle. And Judkins will pick up 8. Now you can just finish this thing out with your 2 talented running backs who are both still fresh. Nice little run there for Quinshon Judkins. Howard over the middle. First down. Quick little throw. Quick little catch for Mecca Egbuka. And this one, friends, is going to be over. 40-14. I'm not sure if that's what the final score will be, but I do not believe Texas has enough time to come back in it now. So congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes here in about 5 minutes and 48 seconds. They will lift up the Cotton Bowl crown. And hey, one not done. We got one more game to go. This new college football playoff, it has been a dream for Ohio State. They have played exceptionally well so far in the playoff, and if they continue that again tomorrow night, they're going to get a chance to play for a national championship. Quinshaw to the right side, 3rd and 4. I have a lot going for me. That's funny. That's a good one. You haven't had that one in a while. I don't think actually maybe ever. If they noticed humans had sofas. Howard left side. Smith, watch out. 45, 50, 45, 40. Oh, he had one more step to beat. We really haven't seen the big explosive play from him today. Makuba saves a touchdown. And Jeremiah Smith, just a dig route, left to right. Muhammad has no chance to stay with him. And chew that clock all the way down to 4. Travion left side breaks a tackle for 4. Anthony Hill makes the tackle. Again, the first touchdown for Texas came off of Will Howard's interception, and to his credit, he has really tightened things back up. Wendell, you called it a couple weeks ago for sure. It would be an all Big Ten national title if both of our sims come to pass. So again, we'll find out in a few short hours. Penn State Notre Dame should kick tonight. Travion Henderson, beautiful run for Travion. And they are just putting them away now again. That's why when you got two really good running backs, you get them both to buy in. Again, if you put their numbers together, I think they both are about to get 1,000 yards. Like you could have had a 2,000-yard rusher, but there would have been a lot higher likelihood of just being nicked up or tired or sore. Both these guys are super fresh right now, and it shows. Quinshaw to the 10, to the 5, to the 3, to the 1. He'll save a little bit more time. This one's going to trickle down to the 2-minute timeout here. 1st and goal, Buckeyes, as they are putting the Longhorns on ice now. May have happened already, of course, with that snowstorm happening down in the Texas area. If you're heading down to the game, please be safe. My coworker was going to fly down tomorrow, ended up getting an earlier flight to try to get down today because it's snowing in Texas, which they don't have a lot of, so they don't really know how to deal with it. 1st and goal from the 1. Travion, end zone. Untouched. So it will not end 40-14. In fact, it will end more than that. So the Buckeyes pouring it on here. For Ohio. 46-14 here. 1:58 on the clock. And even the drive where they're just trying to run the clock out, they're still able to get into the end zone. They have, what, 4? Is that 4 rushing touchdowns now for the Buckeyes? I think Travion's got 3, and Will Howard's got 1, if I am remembering correctly. First play of the game for them on offense was a Henderson touchdown after Quinn Ewers' first interception. Then he had his second rushing touchdown where he dove into the end zone. Then Howard had 1. That's his 3rd. I think that's 3 for Henderson, 1 for Howard. And then Howard's got a couple of touchdown throws as well. And then I think they've got their 5 touchdowns. So they just have 1 touchdown pass and then 4 field goals from Jaden Fielding. That would give them the 47. Future's bright for that man for sure, that Manning for sure. Obviously it's in his blood. Kid's a good athlete. The family's trusting the process. They knew he was going to sit behind Quinn this year. That was part of it. They trust his ability to develop, and they're excited to give him the pill next year. And if they said he's ready for the pros after 1 year, he'll come out. If they say he's ready for the pros after 2 years, he'll come out. So maybe, just maybe, Mason, if you're still on, there's a potentially small chance that we could get Arch next year. It was so congestion. That's amazing. That's actually pretty funny. Right side throw. They're going to get a first down. Gunnar Helm at the 28-yard line. There he is. You are still on. Do appreciate you sticking with me again. I don't know why sometimes the game does this weird cut scene every time, which today we got it. Last couple games we haven't had it. It's here today, which makes the sim a little bit longer. Appreciate you sticking with me. And now Manning will throw an interception. And Cody Simon, it's his 2nd of the game. And Ohio State should just be able to kneel this one out. They're going to win the Cotton Bowl, and they're on to the national championship. They're actually going to run a play. Why don't you just kneel? Actually going to run the wing T. Quinchon Judkins. Maybe because they needed to get it under 40 seconds. I don't know. Friends, this one was a lot of fun. Yep, no, he's had no run game for sure. Ohio State's going to win this one 47-14. What a sim. Appreciate you joining me. I will do the stats as I do every time, but I know some of you like to hop off before that. So if you do, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Be safe. Enjoy the real game tonight, and enjoy the real game of this one tomorrow. How about that Cavs team last night, too? What a game for the Cavs. We do some Cavs sims from time to time as schedules allow. 47-14. Give the bowl of cotton. I don't know what the Cotton Bowl trophy looks like. I'm sure we'll see it here in a second. Howard's going to be the player of the game, 359. He had a touchdown passing and a touchdown running. Probably give it to that defense. Maybe Cody Simon, 2 interceptions. It's a highlight. That was the first touchdown of the game for Travion, untouched for about 15. It's the late touchdown for there's the Cotton Bowl trophy apparently. Trophy presentation coming up. And Ohio State's going to sit there and sing the alma mater together. Carmen, Ohio. Let's look at some stats today. For your Texas Longhorns, Arch Manning, 18 of 30 for 168, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Quinn Ewers today, 6 for 11 for 29 yards and the 3 picks. That's why we pulled him, everybody, who hasn't been on since the beginning. Blute is 7 for 23 today. Weisner 1 for 5. Otherwise, not a lot of running because they were just down and they were down quick. Golden 9 for 61. Helm 6 for 44. But look at that. 2 drops, 2 drops. Isaiah Bond 5 for 24. 2 drops. 2 for 29 for Wingo. He's your freshman. He had the touchdown. Bolden 1 for 35. It's the only time we saw Bolden. Touchdown for him as well. So a lot of drops and just inept offense for Texas. 16 tackles for Anthony Hill. Lee Fau had 14, 13 for Makuba, Muhammad, Barron. Barron was your Thorpe Award winner, by the way. And 10 for Trey Moore. Sacks today, 1 for Vernon Broughton, 1 for Trey Moore. Alfred Collins and Ethan Burke shared a halvesy. Anthony Hill had the singular turnover as Will Howard turned it over at the end of the first half. At the end of it was in the third quarter, and that was when they got their first touchdown. How about Will Howard today, though? 34 of 38. That's 89% completions for 359, 1 touchdown, and the 1 interception. And that's what I'm saying for you guys. Like, this is the kid that I want. That's the version of it that I would take to run this Stefanski offense. He's 6'4", 235, decent runner, efficient, throw to the guys who are open, and try not to make the critical mistake. 19 for 86 for 3 touchdowns today. Travion Henderson, big game. 15 for 45. Not dyslexic, for Judkins. 11 for 90 today for Tate. 10 for 190. It was a very quiet 10 for 119 for Jeremiah Smith. Ibuka 6 for 89. 3 for 14 for Scott. 3 for 46. And then the 1 yard, 1 catch, 1 touchdown for Brandon Innes. The only touchdown reception of the game. How about G. Scott leading pancake blocker today? Simon, 7 tackles. He also had 2 TFLs and 2 picks. You're definitely your defensive player of the game. Jack Sawyer, 7 tackles. Otherwise, you have Brandon Innes, the gunner, with your 3rd leading tackles. That's crazy. Sacks today, 2 for Tyleek, half for Curry, JTT, Hamilton, and Jack Sawyer. 2 picks again for Simon, as we talked about, Ransom, and Davis and Igbinosun added in a couple as well. All right, guys, this one was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining me again. Enjoy the real football tonight. A lot of good football coming up this weekend as well. If you got weather where you're at, please be safe. Take care. If you are watching us from anywhere in Southern California, guys, please know you're in our thoughts and our prayers, and hope that things can get remedied out there with the crazy wildfires burning. I've got some family out there, and checking in on them is tough and stressful. So be safe. Take care of yourselves. Today we will say go Buckeyes. We'll say go Cavs for last night. And as always, go Browns.